And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the upper semifinals here of the StarCraft Evolution League number 10. We just wrapped up with the lower semis. We have our first finalist. We have 3-Point. 3-Point just took down Wayne 2-1. He has made it to the grand finals, and he is waiting for the winner of this very series, as spawning in the top side here of Sylphid, we have our random player, the South Korean random, usually Zerg, but here he has landed on Terran. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Brood War Terran. It is Kiwian. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the... Oh, hold on. I have to close the previous predictions. My mistake. My apologies. Hold on. I got you. Oh, that's unfortunate. Sorry, predictions have been playing for quite some time, but there we go. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat. Coming into this, of course, Kiwian, he's playing his main race. I do favor Kiwian in the TVT. When it comes to Dark's off races, his Protoss is pretty terrifying. His Protoss is definitely up there, definitely comparable with the best of the best. His Terran a little bit less so. I would say that Dark's Terran is his weakest matchup. I will tentatively say that, but we'll see. So I do lean towards Kiwian initially here in game 1, but remember, Dark is playing random, so anything could happen throughout the course of this series. For now, double gas opener into a faster factory. A more tech-heavy start here from Dark. Meanwhile, Kiwian going for the CC first. CC first out of Kiwian. Kiwian being greedy, does move in with the SCV scout. Remember, this is a 3-player spawn map. Dark, he scouts bottom left, and Kiwian scouts the top side. So Kiwian, he will find Dark. Here we go. Does break in. Here we go. Dark, he does confirm the location of Kiwian, as he's now aware of his spawn location. Kiwian going for double factory follow-up into mass vulture. So we're going for a vulture rush. Rushing into factories, rushing into vultures. As I may say vulture rush, it will CC first, to be fair. But Kiwian, he walls up his natural. He's secure. Dancing with the Reaper. And the bunker does complete. So from here, we should be getting to our vulture production. Can you choose random brutal or random S2, or is it full random? I'm not too certain what you mean, but Dark is picking random as SE2 and as Brood War. He, of course, is playing StarCraft 2, and of course, Kiwian is rolling as Brood War Terran. So Kiwian is Brood War Terran, Dark is SE2 random. And as always, it's always Brood War versus SE2 in StarCraft Evolution. It's never SE2 versus SE2 or Brood War versus Brood War. I may say it's never, depending on the tournaments, that is the case in Kung Fu Cup. In Kung Fu Cup, they do allow for that, specifically in Kung Fu Cup. But in most other events, that is not the case. As here we go, we have Ion Thrusters on the way against Spider Mines, as we mentioned, going into Mass Vulture. The Academy's on the way behind this. To open up our tech. For those that are curious, you need the Academy for comsat stations. So the Academy is a prerequisite for scans. Oh! As Helen's getting called out, nicely done, he gets 1, he gets 2. Ooh, but the Banshee does come in to shut this down again. Dark going into 1-1-1 cloak Banshees. And the Banshees, they shut down the Vultures. Banshees move out, so thankfully the armory is done. Goliath production has begun here for Kiwian. This time he will not be called out. I say that was Bratok that was called out earlier. Was Bratok. Oh. As Vultures, they bust into the mineral line. They do catch out one of the Widow Mines, not bad. SCV's going to be going down. Darky's in trouble. Banshee does get across the map. Do we have a comsat station? No scans. 0 scans, 0 detection here. SCVs are still falling. No comsat station for Kiwian. He's in trouble. Vultures, they do bust in. They're getting a couple of SCVs, but last these Banshees are popping off. We have turrets on the way, comsat stations as well. Eventually there will be detection, eventually. But until then, how many more SCVs? Getting up to 7, getting up to 8. 9 SCVs going down. There's a scan. Banshee does escape. And Dark holds. Dark, he holds back at home. Likewise, keeping Kiwian pinned. At least Kiwian survives. He has his scans, his turrets, and his Goliaths. Whew. He holds. Kiwian, he does hold on. Who gets to choose first, StarCraft 2 or Brood War? The player on top of the bracket gets to pick first. So if you look at the bracket, exclamation mark B in the chat, Dark is the top seed. He's the higher seed, so Dark pick first. And then losers pick. No coin flip. Not a coin flip, just the A player. Just the higher seed. As from here, Dark, he does head towards the main. Again, this time we have turrets, we have Goliaths. Kiwian, he should be fine, should be able to defend. Of course, he's embracing mech. He is meching it up. Oh! As with the help of the scan, he does not get the Banshee. Banshee escapes, and we do see a Bio out of Dark, throwing down extra Raxes, third CCs on the way, getting into Stim, getting into combat shields. Any of the 6 picks considered strong or weak? Just again to reiterate, if you haven't watched StarCraft Evolution before, the mod is actively patched. Very, very actively. Actually, I would say that almost every week we have a new patch for StarCraft Evolution. We actually recently had a big patch as well. That was addressing some of the issues in StarCraft Evolution. If you're curious, I do recommend checking out the podcast. We do typically go in depth when it comes to the changes. You can check out the blog post yourself. You can check out the Patreon and the blog posts, and there's plenty of assets for that sort of thing, or plenty of resources, I should say. Specifically, in recent times, Brood War Terran was considered very strong. Recently, Brood War Terran was heavily nerfed. To address that. Likewise, Brood War Zerg was buffed recently to help facilitate for some issues that Brood War Zerg has been having, and there were also some changes to Brood War. I mean, there's been a lot of changes. There was a big patch like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. A lot to go over. But as you can imagine, because it's being actively patched, it's, you know, they're doing their best to balance everything, to make sure everything is as fair as possible. I think some people have the wrong idea, like watching StarCraft Evolution, and they think it's like a direct port. So they're like, oh, like, you know, is this stronger, is this weaker, sort of thing. It's like that. It's, you know, it's a competitive esport. Like, ideally, we have a back and forth dynamic. Meanwhile, Dark dropping into the main does go for his own double drop. Where's Kiwian falling back, setting up his turrets. Turrets are not done. Yeah, turrets not done in time. Double drop does come in. Simming to the mineral lines. Getting 7 ACVs, picks up, gets the hell out of here. Alas, Kiwian out of position. Again, the turrets were done just a little bit too late there. Just barely not in time. Oh. Trying to catch out the drop. Stark, he's setting up. As the game is slowing down. We do see Kiwian now claiming his third base. His third base is late, is what I will say, but it is getting up and running. Likewise, Dark muling up his own third as well. Sensor towers being thrown down. Just a fully securing himself, throwing down turrets, ideally setting up for drop play. I mean, drop play is less applicable here for Brood War Terran, to be fair. Just throwing down center towers. Just keeping eyes on the army movement. Kiwian does push towards the left-hand side. Does get caught out, does get spotted. Ooh, takes down a medevac, not bad. Medevac goes down. Dark getting in position. Even bypassing the main army. Can try to sneak in from behind, go for the third. Dark is being active. Kiwian likewise setting up his spider mines. Kiwian, he does miss the drop. As Dark, he does slip by. Does slip by towards that third. Should be able to react in time. Yeah, shuts down all the spider mines. They don't connect. But last the army does get a full surround. Nice pickoff. Army gets caught. Dark has to back off at the same time, going for another drop on the right hand side. Ooh, running into spider mines. He is scouted. Bearing in mind, as that is the ultimate kind of value here of spider mines, is they do give vision. Like Kiwian, he does have vision here towards the right hand side. He has a lot more map awareness and map presence thanks to the spider mines. Reinforcing with his own science vessel. Both players looking to max out. Unlike previously, there's very little finesse to Kiwian's army. Like, there's no ghost support. It's just pure, like, vulture tank Goliath. Now, once we get towards the late game, that is when we can see a switch into Sky Terran, into Starports and BCs. This goes both ways. Whether it's BCs for Kiwian or Mass Raven for Dark. If the game goes on that long, we can get there. But now Dark playing things out very slow though. Just walling up with his tanks, getting another expansion, double expanding even. Getting a fourth, getting a fifth base. Taking more orbitals. Bearing in mind as well that there is a mischance when you do try to shoot up a ramp, so these cliff faces are very secure here for Dark. As he knocks down the rocks. Just walling up. Going for a massive Doom Drop even. There are some turrets in the main. But that's a lot of medevacs. 5 medevacs headed towards the main base. Medevac here towards the left hand side. Top in the center of the map. Not in position. Has a Wraith. Does spot this. And boost in. Does boost in. Will unload in time. Turrets. There's just not enough of them. They will take down some of the medevacs. But we're going for the main base. Going for the production. Dusts them in. Denies +2. +2 is denied. At the same time, Dark pushes through the center. Takes down another base. Just pulling Kiwian apart. Again, the advantage of a bio army is just so much more mobile compared to a mech composition. And Kiwian, he will clean this up. And what did he lose? He lost 8 SCVs, he lost his ring of turrets, he lost +2 vehicle armor, and likewise he also lost the base. 4th base also went down. So this doesn't kill Kiwian, but it does disrupt him. Does disrupt. Kiwian being active once again. Unfortunately, he has limited vision here on the right hand side for that kind of drop play. As Kiwian is maxed, he's maxed out. Has a terrifying army, but pushing into these siege lines is not going to be easy. He can't deny the space though. As he denies the base. Oh! Dark run into Spider-Man. Jeez. Running into Spider-Man. Oh no! Spider-Man, they do not connect. Barely not. Kiwian forcing his way through. Trying to break through the siege line. Tanks a shell away from the high ground though. This is brutal here for Kiwian. And he's not breaking through. Yeah, it's not happening here. The Liberators tanks, they do hold the line. At the same time, Dark goes for a massive counterattack. Does hit the natural, and there's nothing here. There's barely anything at him to defend. Again, Kiwian just trying to brute force his way through a turtling Terran is not going to happen. Dark stims in. Oh, dropping on top of the tanks. Yeah, hopping a micro here from Dark. Takes down the tanks. Pushing further in on top of the production. Oof. Gonna be forced back. That's gonna be 25 SCV kills. And Kiwian is forced back home again. He could not break this position. He's gonna be forced all the way back. Kiwian, he got impatient. And with that Dark, he's just happily mining on 4 bases. He's on 4 base economy. He can rebuild, remax. Kiwian has to build up from scratch. Likewise, down 20 SCVs. In a head-on fight, I would favor Kiwian, especially earlier when they were both maxed out. I was favoring Kiwian in a head-on fight, but we never saw that. I saw Kiwian trying to break a siege line, and we saw Dark just avoid the army. Dark once again moving out. Yo, we got some freedom. We got mass liberation. And this is where Kiwian's army struggles. What do we have? We have mainly Vulture tank. We have a handful of Goliaths, but anti-air is limited. Anti-air is very limited, and as a result, there's no answer to these Liberators. Not yet. We have 5 Goliaths. 5 Goliaths. Valkyrie production has begun. Valkyries, they will help. Oh god, but here comes the freedom! No! The freedom has arrived! There's too much! Okay, just sieging up on top of the tanks. And they will kill everything. Every tank is gonna go down. Ah, yeah. Terran players, look away, Papi, look away. As every tank goes down. There's too much freedom, Papi. Too much freedom. As here we go. Darky does move out. Kiwian plummets in supply. As he was not ready for the sky switch. I mean, again, he just lost everything earlier. And with that Dark, he breaks through. He breaks through that defensive line, pushing it towards the bases. We're making 7 Goliaths at a time, but it's too late. It's too little too late at this point. As Goliaths, they do step in. Let's go. They're doing what they can. They pick up a couple of Liberators, but the damage has already been done. A base already fell. And GG gets called. Dark, he will overwhelm. Dark will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Dark, he will take a lead in the series. Again, a strong showing here out of Dark. A bit of a slower style. I mean, he was going for drop play, but he was, for the most part, just securing himself back at home, throwing down sensor towers, setting up siege lines before moving out with drop play. It was a bit of a slower game state, and Kiwian, I mean, both players were able to max out. Unfortunately, Kiwian, he was lacking map vision and map awareness and map control, so he was caught off guard by a lot of that drop play from Dark that allowed Dark to deal critical damage, free up supply, for that final Liberator transition as well. For that final Liberator transition, GG well played. With that, Dark takes the lead, but we'll see what Dark lands on coming into game 2. As a reminder, Dark is playing random, and he did roll on Terran last game. Here, we might see him roll on Terran again, roll on Zerg, or roll on Protoss. Let's go. We're here to find out. We're here to find out. Tries to brute force his way in. Ah. Ah, no. Not like this. Too many binary thinkers in general. It's not that's good, that's bad. It's all situational. You have to look at the factors before you can say, yeah, for sure, for sure. That's I feel like a lot of people can be guilty of that. I think the strongest example of that is I don't know, you watch a weekly, I think it happened this week as well, where you watch a weekly and Hero beats Clem and people like, yo, Clem washed? Like like people, they're so fickle, so quick to turn. It's like, what are you talking about? They just played out a series. Clem just beat Hero last week. Ay. That happens, obviously that happens to Raynor a lot as well, where it became a meme. But yeah, the recency bias can be quite real on that stuff. People can be clowns. But here we go. Now getting to our next game. We're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Vermeer, we have our South Korean random player. Once again, we have our South Korean random player, our Brood War Terran this time. Our Brood War Terran, it is Dark. The dice, they just like rolling on T. They like it, they like it. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the StarCraft 2 Terran player, the South Korean Terran, down in this series. We'll see if he can recover, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Kiwian. Oh, hold on. Hold on. There you go. Here we go as we're jumping into game 2 again. Darky does take a lead, but now we do have a very interesting dynamic. First things first, welcome to Vermeer. Vermeer is a 4-player spawn map, so we have top right, bottom left, and top left, so 4-player spawn map. We do see CC first out of Dark, but what's important here is that we do spawn in at close spawns, at horizontal spawn locations here. So the rush distance by ground between Kiwian and Dark is very short, as opposed to diagonal spawns, for example. So aggression can be favored here. And Kiwian, he scouts top right. Kiwian, he will find Dark instantly. So we'll find him. Now, if the SCV gets spotted by the building SCV of Dark, then he might be able to determine the trajectory here of the worker. Say that SCV pokes in, and yeah, he does see the angle of the scout. Did see the SCV coming in from left hand side. And Dark is going for 3x. Yeah, I mean, this is a popular build. We spoke about this previously. We spoke about this even at the start of this series. We mentioned how Brutal Terran was recently, I would say, heavily nerfed, in a sense, Bioterran specifically. This build is what I'm getting at. This stim timing has been very popular and very trendy. If you've been watching Bjorn, for example, in StarCraft Evolution for the past 2 months, he like almost exclusively does this build. So 3 racks into Academy, into stim. This does hit quite hard, but what I will say in TVT, if the opposing Terran player scouts this, which Kiwian did, you can respond with a bunker, with a tank, and you'll be safe. You'll be safe and sound. Kiwian, he has the scouting, he has the information, he has the knowledge of what's going on. It should be fine. Should be fine here. As Reaper breaks in. Likewise, first Marine does go down. Oh, are we setting up for the proxy BC? Are we going for the fusion core? Starport into fusion core, let's go. Now, the reason why we're calling out proxy BC here is because if you were here earlier in the broadcast for Kiwian versus Bratok, if there's a starport, he went for this very same build. He went for the same build against Bratok. Was on Sylphid, if you recall. So a very cheeky build here from Kiwian. Meanwhile, stim is on the way, medics are building up, and Darky will soon pull the trigger back at home. I don't see a tank set up here. I don't see the initial bunker. Kiwian, he's in a bit of danger. Hellions can shut this down. Hellion volleys can wreak havoc here on a bio army. Starport about to finish. This is risky. I'm referring to Kiwian's defense. There we go, bunkers on the way. Dark moves out. Starport's not done. Shows the fusion core. Yeah, there it is. Fusion core's on the way, as we mentioned. Proxy BC. And 4 Hellions should be enough. Oh, takes down a Marine. Dark has to spread. Yeah, 2 more Marines go down. He's got 3 left. Down to 3. Oh, down to 2. Gets 1 SCV. Bunker does complete. Whew, and Kiwian holds. He holds with the bare minimum. Very clutch defense here from Kiwian. Hi, he does hold on, and now here come the battle cruisers. Now, because Dark is playing Bio, he will have some anti-air, but the Bio, he's rallying. Ooh, Dark, he's rallying across the map, so he will not have any defenses back at home. He'll have a minimal amount of Marines. Hellions, they catch out the Bio once again. They focus on the medic. Medic gets sniped. Battle cruiser production will soon begin. As Darky does pre-split. There it is, the BC has begun. And this battlecruiser can deal critical damage. As there we go, now we have the tank, so Kiwian, he's safe. Kiwian, he's safe and sound. He should be fine. He has a full bunker and the tank. The bunker getting on top of the high ground. Yeah, Darky has to respect it. Pulls away. Oh no, he scouts. he went for his own depot. The spotter depot does spot this actually, and this has been seen. Marines, they're rushing on over. This BC is not going to be safe when it spawns in. Ay. Dark, no shot. He found it. And he can focus on the starboard. No, he denies the BC. Massive pick off beat. The starboard goes down. Fusion core as well. Kiwian, he's in trouble. Ay, ay, ay. His whole build, it was all hinging on this. It was so expensive. Proxying the starboard, proxying the fusion core as well. Ay, ay, ay. Behind this, Kiwian going into mech. Throws down 2 more factories. Again, Dark, he wasn't even expecting to come across that. He was just going for his own spotter depot to see any kind of drop play. But Dark, he's safe and sound. Setting up his tanks here. Oh, you see Kiwian setting up his tanks. Trying to catch Dark out. Tanks are set. Likewise, mech on the horizon, going into blue flame. Additional tank production. Dark likewise going to biotank instead. Now Dark, with the scan, he is aware of the location of Kiwian. He's aware of the position. So we can come in for the surround. Spreads out those tanks. Scans the center. Looking to collapse in. Oh, goes to the optic. Let's go. I didn't even notice. He's got optic flare. Okay, does cover one of the tanks. Now, for those that are curious, optic flare reduces the vision of a unit to 1 or to 0. Now, of course, the unit itself may have reduced vision, but other units can provide vision, like Hellions, like the rest of the army. But optic flare has its place. It's kind of like a solar flare, if you will. Like it blinds a target. Speaking of, oh, he's going for it. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. Okay, so most of these tanks are covered. There's 2 tanks, I believe. There's 2 tanks that do have their own actual, like, vision. Oh, but you can see. Dark is being fancy. Does mean that Kiwian has to rely that much more on scans, that much more on the rest of his units here to provide vision. Tanks slowly pushing in. Dark gaining ground. Oh, but we have the Vikings. Vikings are set up. Marines are coming from behind. They catch one of the tanks. They get 1. They go straight behind the mineral line as well, or behind the army. And towards the natural, they get another tank. Second tank goes down. Aliens, they will roast up these Marines. Dark moving in. Getting a tank. 1 tank goes down. Denies mining at the 3rd. Dark getting his own 3rd as well. Ooh, meanwhile, Kiwian going for a ninja base. Let's go. Goes for the ninja. Goes for the hidden expansion. Up, going for, doesn't quite get the optic flare off. Not quite. As you can see, Dark is throwing down so many spotted buildings, but he missed the base. He missed the CC. Dark switching into his own mech. We have ion thrusters. We have spider mines as well. So we're working towards mech versus mech. We're getting there. But alas, yeah, Dark, he has no anti-air. No secure form of dealing with these liberators. I mean, hey, we saw the freedom last game. Tank gets liberated. Darky falls back to the high ground. Does move in. He still has a massive wave of tanks. Dark setting up. Oh, shout out to the Ursidon. Chilling with the tanks. Kiwian fanning out, going for a run by. Getting that base fully saturated, muling as best he can. Oh, running into the Hellions. Kiwian, he will take this fight. Oh, sorry, Dark will take this fight. Vultures able to shut down the Hellions. Dark going for a massive rotation, actually. And he can actually try to sneak in from behind. Like, there's a big opening. There's a massive opening here. Massive blind spots behind Kiwian's army. And Darky's going for it. He's going for that blind spot. Kiwian, he does see a tank rotating. That's a massive tell. Yeah, he knows. That was a massive tell. Kiwian, he does respond. Dark, he showed his hand a little bit too soon. Double expanding. Dark, he rotates back around. He does rotate back around. And we are just calming down, just securing our bases. Securing our setups. Kiwian happily mining from that hidden expansion. Now, what is the answer here to the problem that is Liberators? Oh, as 2 tanks are going to get caught out. Yeah, Dark not quite in position to defend. Dark, for now, he is going into some Goliath production. Stims in, stimming up a rip. Oh, God. It takes a lot of tank shots, but he will clean this up eventually. Rough trade here for Dark. Attacking up a ramp. Liberator count is building up. Getting up to 4 Liberators. Dark, he does spot the expansion. Does spot the would-be base. More Goliaths on the way. We have the fusion core for Kiwian. That should be for Liberator range. Spider Mine's a set. And Dark is just being bullied back. A lot of this will come down to air control. It's why we often do see a switch into like mass BC from both sides, like in the super late game of TVT. With the fusion core, that is going to be available here. We do have Tech Labs already done. Going into not BC, but Ravens. And I am favoring Kiwian's composition here. Like going Viking Liberator into Raven. Like this is the ideal late game TVT. Going into Sky Terran. And Dark is not ready for this. Dark, he's still not ready. Dark, he's trying to go into Mass Goliath. And Goliath, I mean, that's a nice band-aid solution. But still not ideal. Goliaths, yes, they do shoot up. But remember, these air units are not on their own. They have tank support. So it's not going to be easy for Goliaths to deal with these Liberators and to break these siege lines. Yeah, Dark now he does recognize he throws down more starports. He will need some air of his own. Yep, 3 more starports on the way. But this is late. This is a late realization from Dark. So Kiwian has a pretty big advantage here. Getting another base. Dark, he shuts down the battle mech at least. Kiwian catching more tanks. Oh no! Oh my god. Yeah, and every tank is gonna go down. We have Yamato being researched. We have Valkyries on the way. Massive Dune. Oh my god, does go for a massive Dune drop. Getting on top of the starports and getting on top of the fusion core as well. Very nice play. Darky gets in. We do have some disables. Liberation has arrived. Can he focus on the starports? We're now trading with the army. First starport's gonna go down, but he won't get the fusion core. This had potential, but the Goliaths didn't really destroy buildings too quickly. And Kiwian defends. Kiwian, he will hold, he will shut this down. He only loses 1 starport. That was a big loss for Dark. As Dark, he plummets in supply. He needs to get more done there. As he throws down 2 more starports, getting into what, 6 starport production, going to mass Valkyrie BC. But again, he needs time to build up. And Kiwian is pushing. Kiwian, he knows he has a massive supply lead. Now is the time. Dark, his main army's out on the map. And Kiwian may just end the game. He may just walk in. May just walk into the main. Be forced siege here at the natural. Oh god, vultures there. They cannot hold their own. Yeah, vultures, they melt instantly. Vultures do melt. We can see Dark trying to counterattack, trying to force Kiwian back home. Valkyries aren't enough. Not enough Valkyries here. Kiwian, he will soon be came to the production. Pushing further in. Moving further in. First BC has arrived, but again, the BC production is late for Dark. First BC is going to be chased down. Goes over the Goliaths. Goliaths will help defend. Despite that, the first BC does barely survive. Whew. Yeah, barely gets away. Kiwian going for the fringe bases. Takes down the starports. Starports are under fire. Starports are exposed. Yeah, unlike Dark Shop earlier, Kiwian is actually destroying the production. Is getting within range. And Dark, he's torn apart. He's been torn apart. We're going to game 3. We're going to the ace match. I mean, we have seen some crazy comebacks in TVT in the past. But this time, Dark, he doesn't really have the production to pull off a comeback like that. I say that, he does try to race out. He does rush out of the main. He's just sending everything across the map. He's going for a Hail Mary play. But it's mainly Vulture, it's a problem. Like, it's a very cheap army here from Dark. He pans out with the Vultures. He's got 1 BC. Dark, he has 2 bases left. He has this northern base, or I guess 3 bases. He has the main, he has the northern expansion, and he has the would-be third. Oh god. Vulture's getting caught out. Kiwian, he's still maxed. Okay, still maxed out at this point. Dark move in. And he just doesn't have enough here. I mean, the Goliaths, they can shut down the Vikings, true. Vikings are going down. Liberators, they do trade. And Vikings from here, they can land. Yo, Viking versus Goliath, let's go. The Brood War and SC2 counterparts. I'm here for it. Dark, he does deny the expansion. I mean, a very impressive trade here by Dark. Does take down the base. He does get a base up and running as well. The Vikings are waddling in. He waddles in, takes down the tanks. Yeah, there's what, 1 tank left, down to 0. Just purely Goliath. Yeah, Dark, he cannot hold. He cannot hold, not against this. It was an impressive final fight from Dark. It was impressive. Despite that, he should lose his base. He should lose his mining. Dark catching out some tanks. Does catch out a couple of tanks. The problem here is that, like, again, Kiwian, he has full saturation. Like, he's still mining quite freely here from his 3rd, his 4th, and his hidden expansion as well. Oh god, Jesus. You could argue if it wasn't with this hidden base, I mean, Dark may have taken this game. Like, it's not like Kiwian has a bank to work with. But the Thors are here. Tanks are moving in. Dark trying to force some friendly fire, doing whatever he can. Oof. Tank shots are insane. BC moving in. You're making 3 BCs. We got there. The BCs. GG gets called, and Kiwian will tie up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew, GG. We're going to game 3. And we'll see how this story ends. We'll see what race Dark lands on as well. Bear that in mind. Like, again, Dark has been playing random, has been landing on Terran twice at this point. What do we land on in Game 3? As we're loading into Blue Storm. Whew, and again, an intense comeback here from Kiwian. Again, Dark, towards the end, he was then working towards Valkyries and BCs, but it was a late realization from Dark. It was a late transition. Also, Dark, he never saw the hidden base. He never saw the expansion towards the bottom right. So, alas, Dark was not able to punish that, and likewise was unable to deal with the Liberators early on either. GG. GG, well played. As we are getting into the ace match, we'll see how this story ends. We'll see how this all comes together. There we go. As we have our next game, it's going to be on Blue Storm. Blue Storm is going to be an interesting one. It has a much more defendable natural base, is what I will say. There we go. There's our setting up. Oh, hello, Schwab. StarCraft Evolution, let's go. I mean, you just tuned in towards the end of the broadcast. We just wrapped up with the lower semis. We're nearing the end of the upper semis, and then the grand finals thereafter. So 2 series left, or I guess 1 1/3 remaining. We're almost done, almost there. So here we go. Okay, here we go. So now that because Dark did lose that game, it's going to be loser's pick. Dark is picking SC2, so his SC2 random. Kiwian, of course, is Brood War Terran. And what does he land on? What does he land on, papi? Again, Dark has been landing on Terran every game so far. Just to emphasize, he has not been picking Terran, he's just been landing on Terran. Do we get another TBT? What's it going to be? Oh boy. As we are loading into Blue Storm. Players are ready. Jumping in. We are jumping in. Give us the other. God damn it. Give us the Terran. It's happening. God, every time. What is with the code? As spawning in the top right hand corner, we have once again the random player. He has picked random every game in this series, and every game without fail he has landed on Terran. The SC2 Terran player, it is Dark. Without fail. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the Brood War Terran player. By the way, he has no idea what he's up against. He doesn't know what his opponent's race is, but he's going for the proxy, 3 ranks. The South Korean Terran player, it is a Kiwian. Let's go. Very randomly Terran. Exactly. Can you recast the games of the finals just to me? I mean, it's all gonna be on Twitch and YouTube, the VODs. You can watch the VODs. You'll be fine. CC for CC first out of Dark. Oh, is this a hard counter? Is it over? CC first means late racks, late factory, late gases out of Dark. Very greedy. And here come the Proxy 3X Master Marine. Remember, no gas, just pure Marine here out of Kiwian. SCV Scout does confirm the Terran race of his opponent. Now he knows. Remember, he didn't even know what the hell he was doing. Didn't know what he was up against. Now he's aware of the Terran. To Kiwian, yes. Again, just to reiterate, Kiwian, he just now scouted. Marine has arrived. And it's that game. Like, there's nothing. There's nothing to defend. The CC is going to be denied. More boys are being pulled. Yeah, Kiwian, he's noticed just how greedy his opponent has been. The boys are being pulled here for Dark. Can he save that ranks? Can he get us around? Likewise, SVs are here. There's a cancel. SVs, they do try to collapse on top of those Marines. He gets two. Yeah, massive catch. 2 Marines do get surrounded. That should not have happened. Likewise, Dark, he's bleeding out so many SCVs, so that's going to be 12 SCVs going down. That is critical damage here. More Marines have arrived. The Rex is now done. We have 1 Reaper on the way. But it may not matter. It may not matter here. He's going for the kill, going for the throat. 8 SCVs left for Dark. Not going for the production even. I mean, hey, he's got 3 Marines. Oh. Second Rex on the way. As alas, Kiwian, he's hunting down those SCVs. Down to 3, down to 2, down to 4. Oh god, no! Almost nothing left here, and it looks like he's done it. Dark, he has been broken. He's muling his heart out. So the Reaper will spawn in, but should be caught out. Oh, does pull away. Does pull away in time. He has micro potential. Does have micro potential. The Rax does fall. We have another Marine on the way. He does pick. He does lift. He does float the hell out of here. But Dark, I mean, he can micro with the Reaper. That is true. Technically, he could try to kill every unit with the Reaper. Could try it. Oh no! Reaper goes down. Yeah, no Reaper. GG gets called, and Kiwian, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played, Kiwian. He will claim the series. Again, the blind proxy 3-racks against a CC first out of Dark. Dark going for the greediest build you can go for. The pants were down, and Kiwian will eliminate Dark. GG. GG, well played. With that, Kiwian, he'll advance on, and now we have our grand finals ready. It's going to be a best of 5 between Kiwian and 3 points. Let's go. Going to be a best of 5 ZVT here. Again, a 3-point is a very aggressive play, very aggressive, very often all in. Likewise, Kiwian very fond of mech as well, so we're expecting an interesting dynamic between these 2 players. But a shout to Dark. Shout to Dark again. Dark, he is on the cusp of going to the military. For those that are maybe unfamiliar, for those that don't watch the CranKy Ducklings, especially during KSL, you may not be familiar with Dark. He did already announce that he was going to the military, and he did announce his last tournament. His last tournament is going to be KSL, I believe, next week. So next week is going to be Dark's final tournament before going to the military. Until then, we do have a little bit of time to spend with him, so we can feature him in StarCraft Evolution and maybe another Open Cup here and there. But Dark's military is right around the corner, so much love to Dark, and hope to see him again in an upcoming tournament. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have the grand finals. We'll have that final series between Kiwian and 3 points. See you soon. See you soon after the break.